Hello everyone, welcome to Lesson Recall. Today we are going to solve the lead code problem named largest time for given digits. So basically if you read the problem statement, it's saying that we will be given one integer array and we need to calculate or form the maximum times till 24th hour, and we need to return the largest one. Okay, so what that means, so if you look at this example, given example, for the first example, right, our input array is 1 2 3 4, and we can form multiple times, right? So like it can be like 12 34, this is one possible combination. It can be like this 23 41, right? So it can be multiple possible combination, possible values. We need to pick the largest one and we need to return it, right? So in this case, this is the largest time we can form using this given input, and we can return it. Okay, similarly for this one, right, the second example, you can see that we can't form any time using 4 5 right, because time can be at max 23 only, right? So in this case we need to return blank string. Okay, so these are the two scenario we need to keep in mind while we are designing the actual solution. Okay, so let's try to solve the problem. So how we can solve it? So you can understand that we need to check all the possible combination, right, to get the largest time. Okay, so what we can do, so we can use DFS kind of algorithm here. So how? So suppose this is our input array, right? So what I will do, I will fix it the first number, right? It will be my first number, and I will try to swap this remaining 3 value. Okay, and I will try to find all the possible combination. Okay, so at first the first number will be fixed, and then we can find all the possible combination using 2 3 5, right? What we can do initially, it can be 3 2 5, it can be 5 3 2, so this kind of thing, right? So we can using this logic we can find all the possible combination, then we can calculate the time, right? And we can check that is the valid time. If yes, then we can take one variable called max variable. In that variable we can store the maximum value, right? And once we are done, we will do the backtrack and we will try for other combination. Okay, so let's try to see this example. So suppose this is my input, right, 1 2 3 4. Okay, so at first what I have done here, I will fix my first number, right? 1 will be fixed, and I will try to find all the possible combination using 2 3 4. You can see using 2 3 4, these are the 3 possible combination, right? 1 2 3 4, 1 3 2 4, and 1 4 3 2. Again, now what we will do here we will fix the second digit also, or second number also. So 1 was already fixed, now I will fix the 2, then I will try to find the possible combination using last 2 numbers. Okay, 3 4. So again it can be 3 4 either, or 4 3. Okay, and at the end I am going to fix the last number also, right? So now when my all number are fixed, so this is my one possible combination, right? And then I will try to see that what can be the number, right? What can be my number? Okay, so it can see what can be my time, right? So you can see that so when my all the 4 digits are fixed, then I can form the time, right? It will be 12 34. Okay, so similarly it should be 4 and 3, so it will be 12 43. So out of this one is larger, right? So I will going to update my max variable using this value, right? And once we are done, we will go back, we will backtrack. Okay, we will backtrack and we will try to find for other combination, right? Here then again we will I will check for all the possible combination for this, then again I will backtrack, then again I will check all the possible combination for this. Okay, and once we are done for this portion of tree, then we will again backtrack and we will check for this combination, right? Like this. So like this will go on, and once we are done, once we fixed all the 4 bits, then we are going to check the largest time, and I am going to update my largest time variable, and at the end we can return that. Okay, so this is the algorithm we are going to follow. So let's see the code quickly for the same. Okay, so let's write the code quickly. So at first we are going to declare one variable called int max, and initially my value will be -1 only. Okay, so now what I need to do, I need to find all the possible combination, right? So let us name it as DFS only, something like that, and I am going to pass 2 things. I am going to pass my actual array, and I am going to pass my set bit or start, right? So initially it will be 0, means 0 means that no value is fixed. So I will start from all the 4 values, right? So that we are passing 0. Okay, so after that we are going to check that if after executing our DFS function, if I see that if my max is still -1, that means there can be no possible time value we can create using the given input. Okay, so if it is still -1, then we can return blank string, right? Else we can form a string, so we can return string dot format. So basically we can whatever our maximum max value, we can format that according to hour and minute format, and we can return it. Okay, so let's write code for the same quickly. So it should be percentage 0 to d, and again, and whatever our max value, I am going to divide it with 60 to get the hour, and we are going to do percentage 60 to get the minute value. Okay, and we are going to return it. So basically we are just formatting our max and we are returning the time in actual format. Okay, so now let's quickly write the code for DFS also. So let us declare another method, probably name as DFS, and we are not going to return anything. The return type will be void, and we are going to pass 2 things. The first is the int array, and another thing is int start. Okay, now what next? So we need to so whenever I will set my all the 4 bit, we need to stop it, right? And we need to build the time. So we will going to check the logic first. So if my start will be initially 0, then it will be 1, then it will be 2, then it will be 3, then it will be 4. So once it's 4, then that means we set all the 4 numbers. Now we can build our actual time, right? So if my start equals to add dot length, then we can build our time, right? So we can name it as build time, and we can pass our array for the same. Okay, array, and we can stop executing our function, right? And we can then backtrack. Okay, so this will be our initial logic. So when my all the 4 digits are set, else we need to iterate through the array, and we need to check we need to set one number at a time. Okay, so we are going to run for loop for the same, and our I should be start equals to start only. So whatever my start value, we are going to start from that, right? And it should be I less than add dot length and I plus plus. Okay, so why we are starting from I equals to start? Because we know that whenever my I value is +1, right? So my this bit is fixed. So I will try to find combination for last 3 digit. Okay, so that we are starting from I equal to start equal. Okay, so hope you got it. So now what I need to do, I need to swap the value, right? To get this combination, we are just doing the swapping, right? So we are going to define one swap methods, and we are going to swap those value, right? So for swapping, I need to pass 3 things: the array, the first index, and the start. Okay, and once we are done with our swapping, then we can again call our DFS function to, so suppose first time I will set this one, right? Then I will swap the value, then again I will call DFS to build the rest of the combination, right? So that we are going to call DFS recursively. Okay, so it should be DFS, and again we need to pass 2 things: the array, and in this case my start will be increased by 1 because I already set 1 bit or first number. Okay, and once we are done, so once we found one set bit, then then once we found all the 4 possible numbers, then we can backtrack, right? So we need to backtrack it. So we need to again swap our array, right? So it should be array I then start. Okay, and once we are done, I think this is enough for the DFS function. Now let's quickly, we need to implement 2 more functions. One is for swap and another one is for build time. Okay, so let's implement build time first. So it should be again void, and let us name it as build time only, and we need one parameter only here, that is the array, right? Okay, so now let's check it. What we need to do, we need to build the time from the given input, right? So what we will do, we will at first build the hour. So how we can build the hour? So this is my array, right? Suppose 1 2 3 4. So I can pick the first number and I can multiply with 10, right? So let's do it. So it should be array 0, 0th element into 10. So suppose it's 1, then it will be 10 plus the second value, right? It should be array 1. So suppose it's 1 2, then it will be 12. Okay, hope you understand. Then again similarly we are going to build the minute also. So for minute again we are going to use same logic. So it should be array 2 into 10, and again we are going to add the last value, that is array 3. Okay, so now our build hour and time minute is ready, right? So suppose it's 1 to 3, then our hour will be 1 2 and our minute will be 3 4. Okay, so now we need to check that is my hour and minute is valid. Suppose it's 5 5, then it's not valid, right? We don't compare, right? We should not consider that for the max or largest time. Okay, so let's check that. So it should be hour should be less than 24 and minute should be less than 60, right? So we can consider up to 59, and if it is yes, then we are going to actually update our max value, right? So initially it was -1, so I am going to use math.max function and I am going to compare this, right? So it should be max, and we are going to convert this number using 60 because we are not storing this value, right? So we are just convert that number by multiplying it 60, then we are just formatting time, we are just dividing by it by 60. Okay, so we will do that only. So whatever my hour value, I am going to multiply it with 60, and then we are going to plus the minute value, and we are going to take the maximum one, right? I think that's pretty much enough for the build time function. Now quickly write code for the swap also. So again for swap we don't have any return type, so it needs 3 parameters. The first thing is obviously my array, and after that I need to pass my 2 index, so probably int I and int j. Now we need to swap it, right? So if my I equals to j, then we don't need to swap anything, we can stop executing, else we can swap, right? So we can take one temporary variable and we can store the array I, the normal swap logic. Okay, and again for array I we will store array j, and last array j will be equals to temp. Okay, so I think that's pretty much. Let's quickly run our code and check whether it's compiling or not. Okay, I think solution is compiling and it's giving me expected answer. Let's submit it also and check whether it's accepted. Yeah, our solution is also accepted. So let's try to analyze the code and let's try to analyze the time and space complexity for the same. Okay, so let's see our code once again. So this is our what we have done here. Initially we take one variable called max, and initially it will store -1. Okay, so now what we are doing here, we are calling permutate, or we named it as DFS only, right? So we are going to call that function, and we are going to, after that, once my function is executed, I will check is my max still -1, then that means we will not be able to form any time, we can return blank string, else we can format the string and we can return the same. Okay, so now let's see the logic for permutate or DFS in our case. So what we are doing here, so suppose my array is like this 1 2 3 and 4. So at first and initially my start will be 0, right, since we have not set any numbers. Okay, so now this portion will not be executed for the first time, so we will start from 0th position, and we will going to swap the first 2 value, right, these 2 value. So after swapping it will be like this, right? So 2 1 3 and 4. Now we are going to execute DFS or permutate for this portion, right? And this is already fixed, so our start will be 0 plus 1, and we are going to find all the possible combination here, and we are going to, so once we are done, so suppose initially it will be 1, then we will fix this position, then we will fix this position, and then last we are going to fix this position, then my start value will be 4, then it will come inside this for loop, so that means it's my fixed, right? 2 1 3 4, it is my fixed value, one possible combination, right? Now we are going to build the time, so we are doing this like 2 into 10, so it will be 20 plus 1, and again 3 into 10 plus 4, right? So it will give me this time 21 34. Now we are just converting that using, we are multiplying hour with 60 and minute plus minute, and we are taking the max value. So initially it will be -1, and we are going to compare these two value, and we are taking the max value. And before that we are also checking this constant, right? So if my hour is greater than or equal to 24, then we can ignore. So that's not a valid time. And if my minute is also greater than or equal to 60, then that's not a valid minute. We can ignore those values, right? So now once we are done for this particular combination, we will go back and again we will swap it, and we will make the we will swap again. We will reswap the value, right? So suppose initially it was 1 2 3 4. So then we will call our DFS or permuted function to build the time, and once we are done, again it will be look like this 1 2 3 4. Now we will pick the second number and we will fix that like this. We will go on. Okay, it will go on. Okay. So what is the time complexity here? So you can see. So suppose my input is fixed in this case, right? It's always 4. So we can solve this problem in order of one time bracket, right? So whatever the input value, it will, at worst case scenario, it will run this amount of logic only, right? So no extra thing, right? So it's order of one, and in case of space complexity, we are not using any additional spaces. That is depends on input. So again, the space complexity will be also order of 1. Hope you like this video. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel. And if you still have some doubt, you can ask me in the comment section, and I am going to add the code in video description also. Okay. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.